If you remember, in previous class, we people have talked about improving our LSR and W skills, and there we have seen that how our LSRW skills they improve us for using language, any of the language. But as far as we people are concerned, we people are going to focus only on English language. And apart from that, if you want to learn other languages, that will be a additional benefit for you people for improving your career opportunities, job opportunities. But as far as minimum English language is concerned, you people have to ensure that you are going to have a command over English communication. So somebody of you just let me know if my voice is reaching to you as well as you people are able to see the screen also. Is it audible, visible, or it is not audible? Somebody give me a reply. Yes, no, something like this. I think that my voice is not reaching, so I'm not getting any response. Is it so? Shivani, is my voice reaching to you?
Yes, sir.
So I asked somebody should give me reply whether my voice is reaching or not. So nobody is in position to reply. So that's why I asked. Okay, fine. So you people are getting my voice. So let's start now. In previous class, we have talked about what is language in general, and additionally, we people have discussed about that how it is used to fulfill our professional needs. That is what we people have done in our previous class, and let's continue with this. Now we are going to see the next slide, and that next slide is about what are language skills. From last 2 to 3 lectures, we people have been discussing about these language skills, and these language skills are nothing but L, S, R, and W that we people are going to look here. So before that, you people can send your roll numbers into chat box so that we people can mark your attendance at the end. So all students send your roll numbers. So first of all, we can just consider first skill. What is this? This stands for listening. So you people have to listen a lot, or you people might be just having uh, idea that in previous class we people have compared our mother tongue and English. So the way we people learn our mother tongue, initially there was only listening took place, and that's why we people were able to speak afterwards. Or you can observe a child which is trying to learn a language. So how does it learn? It learns first listening, and then it goes for speaking. So similarly for learning English also, we people can try this, that initially we people will just listen a lot English. So wherever it is possible, we people should listen. And if it is not available, then you people have a smartphone in your hand. So every day you should spend minimum 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or whatever time is possible. It depends upon your availability of time and your priorities, that how much time you are spending for listening English. And you can watch YouTube videos for listening English. Then next skill, that is speaking, which is very important as far as we people, for what we people are looking, why we people have chosen engineering, why we people have chosen electronics. For that, we people have a vision in front of our eyes, and we want to start our career somewhere in some of the companies, or you maybe wanted to start your own enterprise or business also. So for that purpose, you need to speak, and that is also in English. We are looking professional needs. So you cannot fulfill your professional needs if you are not going to speak, or if you are not able to speak English. It means that there is some kind of lacuna on your behalf, and you cannot go ahead, or your career may be hampered. There'll be obstacles. There may be disturbances, and you're not able to make improvement or development in your life. So therefore, speaking is very important, that you should develop your speaking skills as far as you people are now students. Once you become professional, once you just completed your graduation, so that time you'll not get that much time to improve your speaking skills. But right now you have lots of opportunities and lots of time, sufficient time for improving your speaking skills. And so therefore you take it seriously. You every day do something so that you're going to improve your speaking skills. Okay. Then let's go to the next skill, that is reading. So here also we people need to understand that reading is also one of the ways to improve your English language, and you should read maximum content, or whatever you people are getting available for reading. You people have to read. So here reading, it does not expect only that you people have to read maybe notes only, or the before exams you people read. That reading is not expected here, but you people have to think that what do I like for reading? Okay. Uh, so, Pratiksha Ronge, have you kept your video on? If it is, you have to just switch it off. Pratiksha Ronge. Fine. So, in reading, I expect that every day you read at least one news article. If it is not possible to read entire newspaper, I'm sure that it is not possible, because we don't have that much time also, and it takes time to understand. But one article, or at least editorial column, you people can read from newspaper, and all newspaper are available online. So you people can search Times of India, Indian Express, or any of the newspaper that is of your choice, and you just read it for maybe 10 to 15 years. So together you people can spend 1 hour for improving your English. For listening, you just spend 15 minutes. Okay. For speaking, you people can spend 15 minutes, and for reading, you people spend 15 minutes. And here it will be the next skill, which will be the writing. And for that also, you people have to spend 15 minutes. So minimum 1 hour we people have to afford. You people have to spend. If you are spending 1 hour every day for improving your English, then there will not be much things that you are expected to do for getting placement. Because see, every day 1 hour, for 1 year you are spending 365 hours for improving your English communication, and that is enough. From my side, that is enough time for you people are giving your improving everything as far as your English communication. Okay. So take note of it and read something. There are so many things, not only newspaper, but you can go for maybe reading stories, then comics, then books, novels, and whatnot. So you people can go for that and read it. And here is the last skill that we people are going to discuss, and it will be writing. So for writing also, you people need to take some time, as we people have equally distributed 1 hour into 15 minutes. So people can spend 15 minutes for writing, and you write anything, whatever you like. If you decide to like to write a story, you can write a story. Imagine, you can be imaginative, you can be creative writer. You just imagine a story of a film that you would like to write. So you can write a story of a film. You can write stories, novels. You can write maybe short paragraphs. You can write dialogues. You can write essays. You can write speeches. You can write anything. So many things will be available for writing, or you can write your diary also. Whatever you do every day, that can be also written. So you people just develop a habit to write a diary of your own. Okay. So that was the four skills that we people are going to discuss additionally. Is it okay? So, will you spend like this 1 hour every day like this? If you are ready to change like this, if you are going to make your habit to spend at least 1 hour, then you people send me some messages into chat box. Yes, you are ready to do this. 15 minutes for listening, 15 minutes for speaking, and reading and writing. So will you do this? How many of you will you do this? Those who are ready, these people will send me message. Yes, we will do. So yes, Shreya, Shifali. It is the spirit actually, in fact, Aishwarya. Yes. So that is what we people are supposed to do, Shivani. Yes. That is the most important. If you are just learning only just studies, I know that many of the students, they are totally focused on their studies only. They only wanted to get notes. A teacher completes the syllabus, one chapter, another chapter, third chapter, or fourth chapter, and then students just expect notes, and they get notes also. They read voraciously, and they get good marks. Simply, that is the target of majority of students. And if they are getting 90% marks, they're very happy. They feel that I'm getting 90% marks and that's all. But that is not only thing. If you're getting good marks, that is a good thing. But only marks are not going to help you. With that, you have to develop yourself. And so at least I got 4 to 5 responses. So if 5 students are ready to change, I'm sure that you people will have a bright future. You people will not have any difficulties when you people look for placements, when you people will just think of getting placed into good companies, multinational companies, or whatever your dream is, to do a job and to lead your life in your own way. And I would like to tell you people, the reality or the fact is that many of the students, they're struggling when they're in final year, they're not able to get placements. The only reason is that they're lacking in communication only. They're not able to express themselves. They have a lot of knowledge. They are having good marks also, but only fear is in their mind, and that fear is that our communication is not good. I cannot communicate with the people, or they don't have confidence at all. And that is what we people have to work for. So with this, we people will go for the next slide, and we people are going to discuss listening in details. So if you like to discuss about listening, there are two codes that we people have to listen, and these codes are general. They are not only related to English language, but in general listening. Okay, and I think that you might have read them earlier also, somewhere might be on social media or somewhere you might have just read them. So the biggest communication problem is we do not listen to understand. So what is problem? That there is problem in communication, and what is the problem? That we listen, but why do we listen? We don't listen it to understand. Then why do we listen? Just try to understand that we listen to reply. So majority of us will agree with this, that we listen to reply and not to understand. So here people can change. Henceforth, we will take care that everything that we listen, we will first try to understand. And if there is a need, then only we people will reply. Otherwise, if it is not necessary, we will not reply. Or if you have questions in your mind, of course, in that case, you people have to reply. But until and unless it is necessary, you shouldn't reply. But you have to understand each and everyone. You don't think who is speaking, what is speaking, why is this speaking. That is not our business. So we shouldn't think like this. But first you try to understand, and if you think that you want to add your own information, you want to add your own knowledge, in that case you people can reply. So you just try to follow this principle, that henceforth we people will listen to understand. Then pay attention to the another quote. In that quote, it is said that listening is an art that requires attention over talent. So, what do you think? Is it necessary to be talented for listening? No, it is not required to be talented. Or if you think that someone who is talented, it means that they pay attention, they pay close attention, they concentrate, they listen attentively, and because of that reason is that they are talented. So if you want to become talent, what you should do? You should pay attention. And if you're listening carefully, if you're listening attentively, I'm sure you people are going to become talented. So today I reveal one secret for you, and that secret is open secret, that if you just listen carefully, you can become talent. And those people who are talent, what they do, they just listen carefully. Simple, very simple. Okay. Then next thing is that it requires spirit. Okay. So if you want to listen, what should you have? You should have spirit. So what I mean by spirit here, spirit means you simply have motivated, inspired mind. You should not think bias. You should not think that what the speaker is speaking, I already know it. Or you shouldn't think that what teachers are saying, I don't understand at all. Or whatever he says, I know already. So you stop listening. So you should have spirit like that. I wanted to improve my communication. I wanted to speak English nicely, or I wanted to get placed into multinational companies, or I want to make my career. I wanted to lead my life in my own way, or in future I wanted to get lots of opportunities. So many reasons will be there to get inspired. Why we want to learn a language? Why we want to learn English? Why we want to listen? Because I have so many reasons, so many objectives in front of me, so many aims in front of me that I wanted to fulfill them, and that's why I must listen. Okay, I must speak. I must learn communication over ego. So you should not have ego, and I'm sure all students might be aware about that. If there is ego, then how it is going to hurt you, how it is going to maybe make a loss of you. So therefore, you shouldn't bring your ego in between for listening. You don't think that he is my maybe enemy, or he is jealous of me or something like this, and because of that ego comes. Or I'm smart, I'm talented, I'm bright, I'm clever, something like this, and I will not do this simply. So such kind of ego usually hurts us, or maybe it makes our own loss. So there shouldn't be ego, but there should be spirit, there should be motivation, there should be inspiration to do something different than others, to do great work that you wanted to do in your own life. And that's why you people just listen, because this listening is simply an art. Okay, so it is an art. The other arts like painting, drawing, singing, dancing, these are also arts, and these arts can be mastered with practice only. So you should practice listening. You can become master of listening, and you can become talented, you can become motivated. And the last point from this quote, it says that you should listen others over self. So many of the times we have habit, or I have seen many of the people, they don't like to listen to others, but they speak a lot and they feel that other people should listen them. And I'm sure that you might also have come across with such kind of people who always keep talking, and they don't listen to others, but they feel that others should listen them. Okay, so in that case, what you people are supposed to follow? First of all, you have to listen to others, and in other case, if it is required, in that case you people should speak. Okay, so that is the very important for all of us if you want to develop your listening skills, and I'm sure you people got it. Is it clear? Is there any question, difficulty, काय कळत नाही, अंडरस्टँड वगैरे होत नाहीये, किंवा इंग्लिशच्या बाबतीमध्ये असेल, किंवा माय स्पीड ऑफ टॉकिंग, that is also, you just let me know. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I expect that all students are listening me, and yes, very carefully you people are attending, because you are not sending any kind of responses, but I suppose that you are listening. Fine. So let's go to the next slide now. Here we people will discuss something about listening, and we'll come to know about certain things. If there is listening, what will happen? Okay. So first point, it is talking about listening and hearing. So I have question for you now. You people have to answer me whether listening and hearing are same, or is there any difference? Are they same?
No.
Yes, they are not same. Yes, you're right. Then, if there is difference, then who can tell me what is listening and what is hearing? Anybody? You just try. In case of listening, what happens? And if you are hearing, then what happens? Simply right now, what are you doing? Whether you are listening or whether you are hearing my voice. Yes, Nikhil.
Listening means we are learning
Huh.
something,
Okay.
and hearing means we are hearing something to reply him.
Okay. Yes. Good attempt, Nikhil. अजून कुणाला वेगळं काही सांगायचं? Listening means understanding. Yes, Aishwarya. And hearing means okay, fine. So whatever Nikhil you just
So,
told. Yes.
listening means trying to uh, understanding that what next person trying to convey you, and hearing
Okay.
means just accepting the way next person is talking to yourself.
Okay, so means in case of listening, you are understanding it what the speaker is trying to say, and in case of hearing, you people are just getting it, but you're not understanding it, something like this. Okay, so all you people have replied nicely, and almost you people are right. Everybody, those who replied right now, you all people are right because in case of listening, you people understand it. You people try to make some kind of efforts that what the speaker is trying to convey, what speaker is trying to say, and you're understanding it. Maybe in case of right now, I'm trying to tell you something and you people are listening it. So that is with understanding. And when it will be hearing, right now I'm trying to tell you something, but what happens that you people are receiving my sound, you people are able to listen me, but you people are not able to understand me. So in that case, it is just hearing. Okay, so there is no any kind of sense, there is no any kind of understanding. Okay, so that time it just becomes hearing. So hearing is just a receiving sound only. Okay, but there is no any kind of understanding. That is enough for us to understand that listening and hearing. Additionally, we people are going to discuss one more point in case of listening and hearing, so that time it will be more clear. So if you have this listening, then listening is an ability to accurately receive and interpret messages in the communication process. So you interpret and understand. You receive it and you interpret it, you understand it, and you accordingly work on it. Okay. Then this listening is key to all effective communication. So why do I say like this? It is key to all effective communication because everything that in your personal life or in your professional life, everything is effective communication. Because see, if you're listening, then you people are able to maintain your relationships, you're able to do the work in effective way because you understand and you accordingly work. In your professional life, you are able to follow the instructions given by your senior, by your boss, and accordingly people are working on it. So there also the people are doing effective work, productive work if you're listening. And in other case, just imagine a situation that you people are not listening, so you're not able to do accordingly the your boss is expected. So there you may not be perform well, and your boss may ask you you're not doing well, or maybe he'll give warning 2 3 times, and at the end he will terminate you. Or in your relationship, maybe you can spoil your relationship because you're not listening, you're not doing, you're not following in that case. Okay, so if you're not listening, then what will happen in that case? That messages are easily misunderstood. So there will be misunderstanding, there will be confusion, there will be miscommunication, and because of miscommunication everything may be spoiled. And if there is no listening or if there is misunderstanding, then what will happen? That communication will be broken down. And then the person who is talking to you, the sender of the message, will get frustrated or he will be irritated, if you are not able to uh, understand him, or if you misunderstand him in that case. And if you listen accurately, if you listen as per the uh, intention of the speaker, that will lead to better customer satisfaction. Imagine that you are working in a company where you are providing some services, or maybe you are providing some production to the people. In that case, customer wants to say something. Maybe there is some issue with the service that you are providing, or maybe there is some fault with the product that you are providing. In that case, if you listen your customers, and you are going to provide them solution as well, in that case customer will be happy because his problem is resolved. And in other case, if you just don't listen or neglect your customer, you did not listen his query, in that case customer will be dissatisfied, and he will not come to you again to use your service or your product. So it will lead better customer satisfaction, or it will lead to greater productivity also, because you people will do the work accurately, and there will be fewer mistakes. Your mistakes will be eliminated, reduced, and your work will be creative work. Your work will be innovative work. So therefore, it is important that you people have to listen it very, very carefully. Okay. Then in next slide, people will talk about what is that passive listening. There are two to three types are that you people will discuss. In passive listening, I would like to tell you that is similar to hearing. Okay. Passive listening is nothing but hearing. So what happens here? That listener is just passive, that is inert or indifferent, and there is no conscious effort to receive and absorb message or understand message. Many of the times that passive listening stops and just hearing starts. And that's why I told you that passive listening is nothing but hearing. So here also I would like to give one example that many of the students, they discuss with me that sir, we studied very hard and learned all question answers by heart, and that was good for us. But when it comes of exam, when I go for writing exam, so that time what happens that I forget everything. And I'm sure that you might have come across, some of your friends might have also same issue. They study well, and after study they remember it, but when they want to write the same answers into exam, that time they forget it. So reason is that these students, when they were into classrooms, that time they were just hearing, they were not listening to their teachers, and because of that, they're not able to remember it. So listener is physically present but not participating actively in the process of communication. And in that case, whatever they listen, that is not sufficient for understanding. And in that case, message is not absorbed, and passive listener will not be in a position to remember and recall message at future date. And that is the reason, because of that, the students not able to remember what they were taught and what answers they have learned, they're not able to write into exam. Okay, so therefore many of the students who complain that I studied but at the time of exam I forget, I'm not able to write into exam, the reason is that they are just listening. And on the other hand, I would like to give example that there are some topics, there are some lessons, chapters, concepts which you people might have studied so long before. Might be you might have studied them into 10th standard, but still today you remember it very well. Is there any example that might be that you people studied at in 8th standard or 10th standard, but still today you remember it very well and you're not forgotten at all? The reason is that at that time, what you did, you paid attention, you concentrated, that you were focused at the time of teaching, and that's why you are able to remember it even today, and not even today, but for your entire life, you are going to remember that this is particular concept was taught like this, and you understood it very well. And might be there are some concepts which you might have learned in previous week, but today you don't remember it. So in that case, what happened? That there was passive listening. Okay, so you people just try to understand that whenever you people attend classes, so it shouldn't be passive listening, but it must be active listening, which is our next type, that is active listening. And it is the most desirable type of listening. Why it is most desirable? Because everywhere we people are expected to listen actively. And if you are listening actively, so many things you people can do, so many things you know, a lot of knowledge you people have, and everybody will come to you for asking how to do this, why to do this, or tell me, you know it very well. You might have seen there are some students who are doing very nicely, and other students are asking them, please tell me how to do it. So it is the most desirable type of listening, because of that you get lots of things, lots of information, lot of knowledge you people are getting if you are active listener. And try to become active listener, in your life will not find any difficulty. Okay. So in this case of listening, what happens that listener makes conscious efforts to listen attentively. You're paying your attention, concentration, and then you try to understand it, and you make it participative process. So participative process, it means that you are just taking part, you are asking questions, queries, and sometimes teacher asks question and students answer. So that is participative process. And in this type of listening, what happens that it is equal responsibility of a speaker and listener, sender and receiver, that to make communication effective. In passive listening, only speaker speaks, only sender sends, but listener or receiver doesn't receive it. But in active listening, both that speaker and listener, they make it possible, they make it successful that something is being taught, being understood. And equal responsibility is on sender and receiver also to make communication successful. So that's why that receiver shows regard, pays respect for the speaker, concentrates on what is being conveyed, motivates and prompts speaker, okay, and shows empathy and makes it easy for the speaker meaningfully deliver the message. So in that case, receivers or listeners are also eager, attentive, paying respect, showing regard, motivating to the speaker. And if one listens actively, then one not only comprehends the message, but is also in a position to remember and recall the same and when required. And that's why I told you that one example, that some topics, concepts, chapters that you people learn in your 10th standard, you people are able to remember today, or there are some things that might be you have learned previous weak, but today you are not remembering them. The reason is that the people were active listeners when it was taught to you in 10th standard, and you paid your full concentration, and that's why you were able to remember it today. So same thing apply for attending all lectures, so that you will be able to remember them into future dates also. Okay, so that's all for today. This is the last minute that we people are going to have. You'll get disconnected at any moment, and we are going to stop. Remaining part we people will be discussing in the next class. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, suggestions, you people just send it to me, and follow accordingly that LSRW. Every day do something.